Respect.
I think the point is whether or not you're going on dates or sitting in a dark place, whatever it is, I think if you don't heal or understand that the choice got you there, then you're bound to make the same choice.
Yeah.
So I had, had someone who kind of came to me and was like, oh, this person is this, like, how did I end up here? Da, 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 da. And I'm like, well, the same person that chose the last person chose this person. Like, you're literally, if you don't understand that your choices are making the difference. It's not the man that approaches you. It's not the person that approaches you that is the issue. It is your decision making when you're being approached. It's who you are when you're being approached. It's not, oh, this person is this, or men are doing, like, we always want to say men are doing this or men are doing that. As a collective, they're doing this, but like, that's not who I'm dating. So obviously there's somebody, like, there's got to be some good out there. It's just, what would align you to that? What would make you a magnet to that? Because the universe is only going to show you what you're asking for. And by saying that all these men are this, or by saying men don't want to get married, or men don't want relationships, or men know how to do this and we don't, the universe is like, okay, cool, serve it up. Like, I'm only showing you what you're asking for. The world is a mirror. Everything is a mirror to you. Everything is coming from your perspective. So whatever you're saying is what you're going to experience. Yeah. There's no alternative to that. So until you get into a position where you understand, I am making this choice, I am choosing this man, I am choosing this relationship, I am choosing this texture, then why would it change? Like, it doesn't change without you.
Well, male or female, you are the common denominator in every single one of your failed relationships.
Every single one.
So if you got to really ask yourself, how old am I? I've been dating since I was how old, and I have yet to have a successful relationship. Mm-hmm. And you got to ask yourself the hard questions. Why am I unable to pair bond? Why is my picker off? Why do I stay in relationships and continue the same toxic inertia that I desperately prayed my way out of? Because once you realize a relationship isn't for you, but you stay in that relationship, no matter how arduous it is, and toil with the other person, I don't care how the relationship ends, you're not a victim. Yeah. You're a volunteer.
Yeah.
You stayed.
Not a volunteer.
No, you're a volunteer. You stayed and participated. You're just as culpable as the person that
volunteer.
No, you're a volunteer. You stayed and participated. You're just as culpable as the person that perpetrated whatever nefarious emotional crime against you.
Yeah.
You're not a victim.
Yeah.
You're a volunteer.
Yeah.
You could have been left. So we got to start there.
Yeah, I knew that I was changing person.
What's good? What they do? It's your boy Purple Lips, back with another Purple Lip breakdown. All praise to the Most High, and welcome back to my channel. On the road to 100 subs. I appreciate y'all. Give me to 100 subs so I can go ahead and drop those thumbnails for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Give me to 100 subs, and I'll go ahead and start jumping these thumbnails. I'm gonna start working on these thumbnails already. You know what I'm saying? But when I get to 100 subs, it's gonna be thumbnails. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. So today we're gonna be getting to the topic today, man. Today we're diving into a part 2 of the Human with Brains podcast. The episode decentering men at the 20-minute mark. You know what I'm saying? And Six, the host. You know what I'm saying? He probably the most grounded voice on the panel. You know what I'm saying? And he asked a realistic question most people, avoid, you know what I'm saying? Why would you choose a man or woman, you know what I'm saying, to both race? He said for a man, but I'm going to just pose it towards both. You know what I'm saying? Why would you choose a man or woman you don't even trust to lead? Nah, this got to go towards men. Why would you choose a man? Why would you choose a man that you don't even trust to lead you? You know what I'm saying? Let's unpack this why the single question exposes the root of a modern dating dysfunctioning and why accountability is real. The real divine energy, the divine feminine. Sorry. Let's get into it.
personally, and you can go like,
No.
but I knew like, and I don't know, I think we talked about this, but you could attest to this because you're obviously my best friend and I'll tell you everything, but I knew the moment that things started changing because I just started saying no to everything. Dates, all types of like, oh my God, there was this guy I liked so much. He was like, oh yeah, you know, we knew it wasn't serious, but I knew I started to like him. Like I knew, I was like, I really like this guy. And he was like, oh yeah, you know, I'm dating, whatever. You know, my ex kind of popped in the picture. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I get it. He's like, yeah, but nothing's really happening. I said, hey, you know what? Good luck with that. I realized that I really like you. And I would rather not. And that was the right decision. Like, oh, I'm gonna pick, you know, I've had guys, oh, I want to take you on a date. I'm like, I don't really know you. I don't really know why I would go out with you. I just knew, I started knowing when to cut off. I knew like, this is not going in a direction that I wanted to go in. And some were harder than others because some guys I really liked, some were easier. Like, oh, it was a date, I don't want to go. But like a handful of them I liked.
Yeah.
And I was just like, no, get out, no. Like, I just was like, I can't. And that's when I knew, like, I'm making the decision. Like, I really just held myself accountable, like 100%. And that really changed things.
Yeah.
Well, it puts you in the driver's seat. You know, go ahead, Leah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was going to say, because the thing with my research, it says it's not about hating men. It's about saying, I matter without needing to be chosen. Cultivating inner validation, self-trust, and joy outside of a relationship, holding space for aligned partnerships rather than centering life around one.
I still don't rock with it. It's still,
Life is,
that's teaching you to be okay
with being single for the rest of your life.
Because the person who wrote that is probably single and a misandrist and is unwanted and will never be any man's first choice. So again, they're using pernicious, clandestine language to permeate the thoughts of women who actually have a chance at pair bonding and getting them to amputate themselves romantically from their counterparts.
So you feel like this is like written in a like somewhat hurt kind of...
Yeah, because I believe women should still make themselves a priority, but that don't mean you have to deprioritize men.
Correct.
I'm a priority in my life, but I don't deprioritize my wife or my children.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't like, well, hey guys, family meeting.
Yeah. Right?
Next 6 months finna be rough for y'all.
Yeah, like it's all about me.
I'm finna decenter y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it's crazy.
I'll be upstairs still from time to time. You can come
if you want.
I mean, if you want, you know, I send you a few demos here and there.
Make sure that the electricity stay
time
on.
For me to focus on
Right.
See the type of shit women come up with.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I can't decenter my family.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that I'm not putting myself as a priority too.
Right.
Again, self-care is supposed to be done day to day, mind, body, and soul. And a lot of people use self-care as an emergency procedure. Now I want to go in a dark place. Now I want to start working out. Now I want to start reading. Like, no, that's supposed to be a day-to-day practice in preparation for when you have to make a great lucid decision.
Yeah.
You've got to preemptively work those muscles. You get what I'm saying?
There's two things.
He's 100% right, man. You know what I'm saying? 100% right. How many of y'all agree with this man chat? Like, I don't feel like this man's preaching the truth. I don't even gotta say nothing behind that. Let's go.
I want to ask you first. The biggest issue I have with that whole thing is that it's decentering men. Why not decentering women? Why not decentering toxicity? Period. Like,
because
I have the issue with.
I can clearly see.
They were like,
it was written, in the guys.
Because like, why do you men have to be decentered?
Just because you're not getting chosen in your life. Yes, you're fine. But you're telling women, if you never develop the intangibles it takes to pair bond with a man, that's okay. And it is not okay. It is not. There is nothing honorable by being in the last quarter of your life and alone and lonely. No. There's no honor in that.
I say, I've decentered men.
Because you decentered men 50 years ago. Now you're 70 years old with nothing to do with nobody. Mm-hmm. I believe it, but women won't even leave their dog alone. I don't leave my dog alone. So why you want to be alone? So you know that it ain't good to be alone because you won't even leave your pets alone for an elongated time period. So stop it.
Stop
We
it.
need one
I
another.
agree.
It's the
100%. And and that's 100% what we preach on this channel, man. We need one another. We need each other, and like being like a real feminine power is it's wise in submission, bro. Like you submitting is the wisest thing a woman can do. You know what I'm saying? Submitting to a man you trust is like it's just aligning. It's alignment. You know what I'm saying? It's alignment with your purpose, your values, the thing that you want in life and stuff like that. It's not oppression. Every time these days, women these days act like everything is oppression when it has some kind of friction towards it, when it goes against what they want all the time, you know what I'm saying? But really it's not that, man. A real feminine energy thrives in like trust, safety, and intuition, not domination and fear. You know what I'm saying? That's not what a real woman is. And like a lot of women operate excuse me, they operate in a lot of fear, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of dominance, and they don't hold themselves accountable. Hold on, what I just did there? Give me a second.
hiding that again. It's it's under there. It's in there. It's clandestinely.
Yeah. So I
But the
did
women
have
that's
to.
doing that are not fit to get the kind of men they want.
So
So they're
let's
just
yeah.
messing up women that are
Even
fit. They
further-
messing y'all up.
It's even further away from what it is. That's what I was gonna get to that 2 points. 'Cause, like, first of all, let me be the first to say I want to be picked and chosen by a man because I think that is extremely important.
Right.
Like, why not? Like, argue with me in the comments. Like, why not? Why don't you want to get picked? That is dumb. If you apply for a credit card, do you want to get picked? If you apply for a job, do you want to get picked? If you go try to get a car, do you want to get picked? Like, I'm so confused. Like, you need to be picked. Okay? Like, I get from an emotional standpoint and a self-love standpoint, but like, I want to get picked.
But what about
Secondly,
mutually picking?
There's not a weakness in wanting to be picked. A lot of times these women in these mindsets, certain mindsets, they feel like it's a weakness to say I want to be chosen. I want a man to choose me. I want to be wanted. You know what I'm saying? And there's not a weakness in that because that brings your value up. That brings your stock value up as a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because a man wants to bring value to a woman at all times, no matter what. You got a weak man, he still wants to bring value to your life. If you got a strong man, he still wants to bring value to your life in some capacity. There are only a few men who are gonna waste your time, and you guys need to stop choosing Pookie and Ray Ray.
Each other. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, mutually picking each other is good. But
Yeah.
like, let's help them out. Okay? Because I have 2 questions for you. First of all, I am learning that when a man loves a woman, like when a man loves a woman, the texture of that relationship is so different. Like, I get that a woman needs to respect a man and love a man back and be a safe place and make a home. Like, but when a man loves a woman, I think that's different. I don't know. I could be wrong, but like I felt that. So I think what I'm trying to hinge to that is, why is it so important, in your opinion, for a man to love a woman, and why when you say he is her first choice, like why are those
That's a very important question. That's a very good question, and I think when a woman gives a man a place, because a lot of women talk about a safe place for them, and to be honest with you, it just all works in alignment when a woman gives her safe place of vulnerability and her trust in her man leadership. You know what I'm saying? When a man has a feeling that his woman trusts him and that she will allow him to make decisions, and she trusts his values to go ahead and do the right thing, whether he does the right thing or not, he still gave him the trust or not, whatnot. He will run through the walls for that woman, straight up and down, no matter how weak or strong this man is. As a male figure, it's in our nature as a straight man. You know what I'm saying? you will go ahead and run through the walls for a woman that you really care about, who gives you a safe place to be a man or be yourself.
Two things, like where are women missing out on it? Because I feel like it doesn't come from a place where they understand men, because women are so trying to project what they want and changing men. And I feel like at its core, I could be biased, but like there's nothing wrong with men. I think we're
Say
trying
that
to
again.
change. There is
We need to
nothing
hear it.
wrong with men. I think we're trying to change what men are about versus letting men be men. Because when I let a man be a man, I feel like I get the best from him. Like I don't interject, I don't have no qualms, I don't say nothing, and I love it here.
Well, the problem is, and Leah, you can chime in. The problem is a lot of women are aligning themselves with men that they do not want to lead them,
Okay.
who they do not trust enough to just be compliant,
Right.
who they do not adore enough to be in alignment with whatever he feel is right. Rather they
100%. I don't mean to stop it, but women often pick, what I'm saying, for the excitement, the looks, the vibes, and not for the values and the character and the leadership. You know what I'm saying? And then they go back blaming men. You know what I'm saying? It sucks. It's all projection.
they feel is right or not.
Or not.
They'll argue with it.
Yeah.
So why would you choose a man who doesn't make you want to recline in that kind of trust? And that's where you're going wrong with a lot of people. You get what I'm saying? Let me ask you a question, both of y'all. If you saw a guy you like, right? Aesthetically, he looked the way you want him to look, 6 foot tall, he make a lot of money. And on day one, you meet this guy that you like. On day one, he say, hey, look, I give you a better life. I promise, help you start a business, even get your body right. But immediately when we start dating, you got to exercise almost every day. I'm going to need you to cut off let me see who your friends is. You got to cut off the people who I tell you to cut off. You got to stop hanging out and going out so much. Soon as he meets you, he tell you that. Would you want to be with him?
No.
Would you want to be with him?
I don't think so.
Which is crazy. That's a deeply rooted disdain for male leadership. Listen to this. When y'all go after a breakup, what do? You start cutting off friends. I'm going to self-develop. I'm going to work out. I'm going to cut people off. I'm going to stop hanging out over here. This man can come in your life and tell you to do all that, and you like, nah, I wouldn't even deal. But when you're trying to level up and self-develop, those are all the things you do anyway. But you just said if a man came right in and gave you that infrastructure.
I didn't mind.
Wait, listen, he gave you that infrastructure, said, I give you the life you want, said you will have your business, said you will have your body. Both of y'all was like, nah. But again, this is exactly the things y'all do when y'all are self-developing after a relationship. So why is it that a man coming in on day one with the same provision telling you to do the things that you say you do anyway when you self-develop? So you know they're the right things to do. You know that's the right thing to do because that's what you do. So
I just felt like I don't know him.
That man just ate right there. You know what I'm saying? That's that man 6. He be eating all the time, straight up, no homo. Check this out, man. Leadership, ladies, like I want y'all to know this. It's spread this to everybody who doesn't have, who lack this ability. Because leadership starts with you. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Ladies, the leadership starts with you. A woman the woman that has power, bruh. A woman that has the power to shape her household simply by choosing a man that she believes in. That's like damn near the most important decision you could do. And if you're gonna enter a relationship with distrust and you're gonna enter it with resistance or control or all of the above, you know what I'm saying? And you're just not ready to follow nobody. And you need to stop painting people in the dating market because men and women, we need each other and we need to unite. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Yeah.
That's
day
what I
one.
meant. Yeah, because
If you would have said, yeah, day one sounds a little crazy. I don't know this
also
man.
said that you like him.
Listen,
Like or
I'm
love?
cool with everything
Yeah.
until you were like,
Day one.
you gotta cut your friends off. Because to me, it's like, just as much as like, okay, you're coming in here strong in a sense of, all right, I'm gonna fund your business. I didn't have a problem with every single aspect of that because it gave discipline. It gave, okay,
Yeah, I'm
cool.
not mad at
The
that.
friends part, that's where I'm kind of shaky because it's like, how am I supposed to know that you're locked in and you're in here? And that's the deep rooted part. Everything else I was cool with, but you asked for a yes or no.
Yeah.
But if you want my, well, not
Explanation.
the explanation behind it, I was cool with everything except the friends part because I'm not sure if you are extremely locked in with me to that capacity. I'm gonna drop these people that's been rocking with me for X amount of years for you.
Day
Then
one.
day one. Then what happens if you and I don't work out? Thank you for the business. Thank you for thank you for the discipline.
And chat, how many of y'all agree with that mindset? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That just means to me, that just means that, you didn't do the proper vetting, you don't have the proper trust in this man, and you probably shouldn't have chosen him because of those reasons. You don't know him all the way. You don't know if he's rocking with you all the way. He's not showing you the signs of that's giving you the proper reassurance. That all comes with the proper vetting and your choosing of a man. So you still gotta hold yourself accountable.
Yeah, I do.
But
And
you should choose a man.
I think
you
that's so
trust
important.
Wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I'll say
We
this
didn't
before we
finish my
button it up. Go ahead.
no, you didn't ever get to like why is it so important for a woman to be a man's first choice, and how can a woman know
Well,
that?
okay.
And
When you a man's first of all, a lot of women, unfortunately, and I'm not saying this to be shady, has never been a man's first choice, so they don't even know what it feels like. They have nothing to compare to. Like all their experiences have been less than.
Mhm.
But when you a man's first choice, the texture and what he's willing to do and how well he's willing to behave shows up
Mhm.
and makes itself seen and a resident permanently throughout the whole relationship on day one. You see what his decorum is on day one because you are his first choice. I really want her.
Mhm.
I want her. Not like this is something to do when there's nothing to do.
Mhm.
Furthermore, a relationship between a man and a woman, the love dynamics got to be where he loves her more than she loves him, but she respects him probably more than he respects her.
Mhm.
I know that sounds crazy and it's conundrum and it's cryptic, but when a man loves you, that becomes his inner voice
Mhm.
of what's right and what's wrong and what's going to keep him in alignment. When a woman has a high respect for a man, she not even going to do things that are surreptitiously malignant to get back at him because her level of respect is too high.
Mhm.
She's not going to talk to him in a certain tonality because her level of respect is too high. I love her. I'm not going to embarrass her.
Mhm.
I love her. I'm not going to make her suffer because I'm mad. I'm going to still pay the rent. I'm going to still pay the mortgage. The love he has to have for her is his guidelines. That is his blueprint. And it will be sown all through the modus operandi of your relationship. So make sure he loves you because he's looking to put you first because you are his first choice. And make sure she respects you, have a high level of respect. She's not flirting with a bunch of dudes when she get mad. She's not running and going on a date because you ain't pick your phone up. She's not talking to you crazy. She's not inherently critical of everything you do.
That
She has a high level of respect. When a relationship reflects those dynamics, it is generally in harmony. It is generally abundant and cloaked with levity and joy.
yeah, I love that.
Man, it's hard to talk behind that man. That man 6 be cooking. His vocabulary, goddamn, you know what I'm saying? So if I had talked to him, I'd be asking him every 5 minutes, though, what that mean? What did you say? Nah, but ladies, I ain't gonna lie, yo. Hey, it's time we stop centering the blame around men, and then we start you start centering your own decision making. You don't need to be, you don't need to decenter men. You know what I'm saying? We love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You just need to deprogram and defunction. You know what I'm saying? Don't follow a man you don't trust. But if you trust them, follow them all the way, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't hold back. Give them 100% of you, 100% of you. You know what I'm saying? But that takes the proper vetting for you to go ahead and get to know this man, for you to trust him. You know what I'm saying? Don't be blaming him after you. Oh yeah, he's not. Get to know him completely. You know, give him the proper. Give yourself time. You know, get to know yourself, and then get to yourself time. Get to know him. Just a purple little breakdown. Hit that like button. Drop your comments. Subscribe if you're done with the confusion and you're ready to lead your life with alignment. Lead your life in alignment. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is Purple Lip Breakdown with your boy Purple Lips. I'm out.